Welcome, everyone. I'm Adam.
And I'm Elsie.
And we are going to start Unit 3, Picture Writing.
Okay.
Elsie, when you were a student, did you like to study at home, at a library, or at a cafe?
At home, at a library, or at a cafe. When I was a student, I remember I liked to study at a library with my classmates and friends.
Wait, you're with your friends and your classmates. Are you sure you're studying?
Maybe not.
Okay.
But I liked the atmosphere in the library. What about you?
Well, I like to study at home.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really have a lot of places where we could walk to after school or things like that. So either we drove or we had somebody pick us up.
Oh.
So it's not like we could easily go to say, hey, let's go to the cafe, because that might be how many kilometers away. It might be far.
Mm-hmm.
So cafe was never really an option. Library is okay if it was at the school, but sometimes they close around, 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. So then you're restricted to the time. So for me, studying at home was probably the best option.
Cool.
All right, so now everyone, let's take a look at our prompt. Now, our prompt is usually the most important thing because it gives us the information that we need to create what we want to write about. So our prompt says, everyone has their own preferred learning environment. Using this theme, write an English essay divided into 2 paragraphs based on the content of the 2 images provided. In the first paragraph, describe the differences between the 2 environments and the unique features of each. In the second paragraph, explain what your ideal study environment is and why, providing your reasons. The essay should be at least 120 words long.
今天的提示是呢，每个人都有自己习惯的学习环境，请你以这个为主题，并依据下列2张图片、2个 pictures 的内容，写一篇英文作文，文分2段，注意哦，是2个段落。第一段，请你描述2张图中的环境有何不同，又各具什么样的特色。第二段则是说明你心目中理想的学习地点为何，并解释你的理由。所以注意，你第一段呢是在做客观的描述，第二段才加入你自己的意见哦。那总文的这个文长呢，就是120个单字，是至少120个。好啦 ，So let's talk about these 2 pictures. What do you see?
Okay, well, I see some tables. I see some bookshelves.
Those are in the first picture.
Right. And in the second picture, I see some people sitting down. I see, it looks like a coffee shop or a small cafe.
Okay, so we know that the first picture is a library and the second one is a cafe, or we can call it a coffee shop.
Yeah, I'll say a coffee shop or a cafe, and the first one is a library. So,
do you like to study at a library or a cafe if you have to choose between these 2?
Ooh, if I had to make one decision between
After
the 2.
looking at these 2 pictures.
Well, I would say the library, to be honest with you, because I think I would get distracted in a coffee shop or in a cafe.
Oh, so maybe studying in the library can make you focus more.
Exactly.
Huh.
Now, do you like to study at a library or at a cafe?
For now, I would like to study at a cafe.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because studying at the library looks a little bit, lonely.
Lonely? Okay.
Yeah, too quiet.
Okay, so you don't need to have a quiet environment to complete your work. You can work when maybe there's some chatting and noises around you.
Yes, I'm okay with that.
For a lot of people, that presents a problem. They can't, focus if they hear a lot of people chatting or talking or noises going on. So that's maybe why a library is good for them, and a cafe is good for people that can focus when there's not or when there are things happening around them. So now let's develop an approach to how to tackle this question from what we saw in the prompt.
好的，那这边相当的重要。第一个就是呢，本单元看图写作是模仿111年英文学测哦，根据提供的图片描述其所呈现的内容与特色，并论述自己喜欢的学习地点。那第二个，我们要写什么？怎么写？第一段描写2张图片，着重在描述图片的内容，也就是人、事、时、地、物。以本次的写作为例啊，可以针对场景中的空间、出现的人或摆设，以及氛围等进行描述。越是精细的描写，就越能够展现2种环境个别的特色与其差异。那第二段呢，你要从自身的经验出发，挑选自己喜欢的学习地点，并提供具体而且合理的说明跟理由。所以呢，我们在看完1、2、2个重点的时候啊，我们就可以有一点点的这个概念哈，或者是架构哈，在脑中就会呈现出等一下的文章你要怎么样写。但是呢 before we start writing this essay, what do you have to do, Adam?
Well, we have to brainstorm first.
是的，你不要一开始就直接拿笔，然后就从第一段的第一个字开始写，你要先 brainstorm。在描述图片的时候呢，我们可以利用这个阶层图，把2张图片当中你看到的关键字写下来，最后再把这些关键字变成你的 outline。Very
good, right. And making up our outline, we know from the picture that there are 2 types of study places, right?
没错，所以在阶层图的最上方，你就先写上这个是2种不同的读书环境 ，2 types of study places. And one of them is
a library.
And the other is a cafe.
As a cafe.
然后呢，在 library 这边呢，你就可以开始叙述了。library 里头有什么？比如说 there are large windows.
Right.
大型的窗户 and it is quiet.
It's large windows and it's quiet.
还有很多的 sunlight, plenty of sunlight. 很多的阳光。
Exactly. And there's bookshelves and tables. So if you need more resources, you have more books and you have tables to spread out all your research or things that where you need to sit.
没错，那看过去这个 cafe 的地方呢 What about the cafe?
Okay, well, cafe, what's a good thing about a cafe? Well, the smell of coffee is very nice.
Okay, so this is used to describe the aroma?
The aroma, very good. And then you have warm lights. Maybe they're not bright lights, but they're warm lights and make you feel comfortable and maybe more comfortable writing.
温暖的光线。
What else do we have at a cafe? Well, we talked about earlier how some people are maybe chatting and other people are maybe working like we are.
Okay, so some are talking, others are working, and people sit at different tables.
Exactly. Now, what you guys do is you make that outline based on just what we talked about or what we said in our brainstorming time.
没错，写下了这些阶层图的内容之后啊，你就可以参照这些重点来变成你的 outline。所以在 making outline 的部分呢，我们要先看引言，也就是 introduction 的部分。我们的引言说到 Everyone has their own preferred setting for learning. 每个人对于要在哪边读书，好，这个喜好是不同的。然后呢，我们就看到了主题句第一句 Topic Sentence 1。The pictures display 2 different places. 照片2张，好，图片2张，分别的是呈现了2个不同的地点。The first is a library with large windows. 好，所以你看哦，我们就把刚刚的重点 library 还有 large windows 组成了这句话。The first is a library with large windows. B, plenty of sunlight lights up the bookshelves and tables.
Okay. Now, let's continue with the displays. What else do we have? We could say C. It's quiet and free from interruptions.
很安静，然后呢，没有人来干扰你。
And now, let's look at the cafe. We would say D. The second photo is a cafe where people sit at different tables. E. Some people are talking.While others are working on their laptops.
这边写出细节了 working on their laptops 在用他们的笔电。好，所以就是在咖啡厅里头，有些人在讲话闲聊，有些人在工作，用他们的笔电工作。然后还有 F, the warm lights and the smell of coffee make it a good place to study. 有不是阳光，有光线。好，然后还有这个咖啡的味道， 让这个地方变成一个很好读书的地方。那再来就到了主题句2，所以你就是 move on to the second paragraph， 第2段里面的主题句，第2段里面的 topic sentence。那同学们，你们还记得在第2段里面我们要叙述的是什么吗？我们要把自身的经验放进来哦。你要写出自己的 personal experience。所以呢，这句主题句说的是 I would choose a silent spot in the library。对我来说呢，我要选一个在图书馆里面很安静的地方。
And then why would you choose the silent spot in the library? We could say A, complete silence helps me stay fully focused. Also B, the bright lighting is better for my eyes and keeps me awake. C, the library has many books, so I can easily find information.
Oh, just like what you said, what you mentioned, right? 所以有 A 就是这个完全的安静，让我可以非常非常的专注。那 B 就是呢，这个很亮的光线，在图书馆光线都是很亮的，对不对？那对我的眼睛来说就是好的，也可以让我是保持清醒的状态。还有 C 呢，就是图书馆里面有很多的书，所以如果我要找资讯 find information 的话是非常简单的。
Exactly. And then after saying all that, then I need a concluding sentence. So I need to put it all together. Well, we could say, the quiet and resourceful library is my ideal environment for effective studying.
所以综合了上面的这些陈述，上面的这些 reasons 原因，他最后结论说啊，这个这么安静，还有 resourceful 就是呢可以获得很多资源的 library 图书馆，就是我理想的读书环境，而且是 effective studying， 就是读书起来是很有效率的，不是呢这个慢慢的读，然后没有吸收进去，是有效率的读书。
Okay, well everyone, we've reached that special time, so please take a break. Basic sample. Everyone has their own preferred setting for learning. The pictures display two very different places. The first is a spacious library with large windows. Plenty of sunlight lights up the bookshelves and tidy tables. It's quiet and free from interruptions. The second photo is a comfortable cafe where people sit at different tables. Some are probably talking in low voices, while others are working on their laptops. The warm lights and the smell of coffee makes it a good place to chill and study. While both places have their advantages, I would choose a silent spot in the library. For me, complete silence helps me stay fully focused. Also, the bright lighting in the library is better for my eyes and keeps me awake. The library also has many books, so I can easily find information if I need to look something up. Overall, the quiet and resourceful library is my ideal environment for effective studying. Welcome back, everyone. Now, after listening to the basic sample, are there any thoughts that you might have?
这个 basic sample 写的是相当的完整，然后清楚，而且简洁有力。So what are your thoughts about this basic sample?
Well, this essay effectively meets the prompt by clearly describing the two distinct learning environments depicted in the pictures and then detailing the writer's ideal study location. So it gives us why they like the area of study, why is it good for that person individually, and how they think it will help them study even better. And so they give us their reasons in a clear, concise sentence structure.
没错，而且都有 follow 这个 prompt， 就是 prompt 提示当中要同学们做到的，他都有完整的做到。
Exactly. And the first paragraph successfully contrasts, like I said, contrasts the library and the cafe, emphasizing their distinct characteristics. It vividly describes both environments, enabling the reader to visualize and comprehend the differences. So when you're making a decision, you really do need to put those visualizations or those visuals, those pictures in your head to make sure why you choose one over the other.
没错，那第二段 in paragraph 2， 这个作者呢，他就解释了为什么 why 他是更喜欢图书馆的。好，他写了几个原因之后，也就是表示他在深思熟虑之后才做出的选择，这样子呢，就会让读者更去专注在他的选择上面，然后去了解他、理解他。那他最后的选择就是认为 library 图书馆是比较适合自己的。
Now, let's take a look after listening to the advanced sample. Advanced sample. I've always thought that the right study environment can significantly boost learning efficiency. The two photographs showcase two common learning spaces favored by students today. For those who require high levels of concentration, the first picture is an excellent choice. It features a clean, modern library bathed in natural light. Large windows and rows of bookshelves alongside unoccupied tables create an expansive and peaceful setting that is perfect for focused study. On the other hand, the second image captures the inviting atmosphere of a cozy cafe. It boasts warm, woody tones, chalkboard menus, and unique wall art. The aroma of coffee and baked goods fills the air, accompanied by the pleasant buzz of soft conversations. These features make the cafe a dynamic spot suited for those who prefer pure discussion and studying with others around. From my perspective, the perfect study environment must include several essential elements. I enjoy soft jazz music in the background while studying because complete silence tends to make me sleepy. I'm also sensitive to sounds and smells, so I avoid places with intense food odors or ongoing conversations. Additionally, having chairs and desks that are both comfortable and supportive of good posture enhances learning and increases productivity. For these reasons, my ideal study space is my own room at home, where I can study in peace, relax, and work without disturbances. Now, after listening to the advanced sample, what do we learn about it?
Ooh, it's a lot longer and more detailed.
Yes, there's more details on each place, right? So in the library, we see that the environment is clean, modern, spacious, and peaceful.
对，所以作者用到了很多不同的形容词来形容这个环境，哈，也就是在 library 图书馆里面的环境，还有像是 lighting，光线也形容了。
Right, he said, bathed in natural light from large windows.
Oh, I like the author used the word bathed.
Right, it sense that it gives you that comfort feeling.
沐浴在这个自然的光线当中，
Right.
听起来就很优美，对不对？那还有它的这个图书馆的 features 特色。
All right, well, in the library, the features are rows of bookshelves and unoccupied tables.
Okay, and then the author talked about the cafe.
All right, and in the cafe, we see about what is the environment like. Well, the environment is cozy, inviting, warm, woody tones, chalkboard menus, unique wall art.
Oh, these are very detailed descriptions, right? Like warm, woody tones.
It really puts you in the cafe itself.
对，什么
right?
温暖的木质调，哇，好会说啊！还有这个 chalkboard menus，
Exactly. So
用粉笔写的 menus 菜单。
you can really see yourself sitting in there and maybe even working on your work or school work. And it allows you to think, hey, well, maybe I'm being persuaded that this is the best place of study for me.
Exactly. And 还有就是 atmosphere 氛围。
In the atmosphere of the cafe, the writer says, the aroma of coffee and baked goods, pleasant buzz of soft conversations.
OK， 那再来，他最后就要选出他的 location， 他到底喜欢哪个地方？最后竟然说 my own room at home 。最后两个都不选，
Okay.
选自己的家。
So why are the reasons for you to choose your own room at home? We could say it provides peace and relaxation. It allows for work without disturbances.
这个就是作者的两个原因。好，所以就是可以有这个非常宁静还有放松的感觉，然后呢，你会在工作的时候或是读书的时候不会被干扰。
Right, so it really amps up, we say, or really paints the picture of where you think that you should study the most. Now, when we're doing these prompts, it is important to use descriptive words. The more descriptive words that you can put into it, and while writing, you're actually being persuasive without even sometimes really knowing it.
所以用这些形容词可以让这个读者更有感觉。
Right, and it also helps when you're writing to we've talked about making first drafts and second drafts, but while you're writing it, you might change your mind throughout. Oh, maybe I do like the cafe more. Writing there and doing homework there compared to the library. So getting back to the reasons, it's very important to use some of these vivid language and adjectives and verbs to describe how and why you made your choice. Now, we do have to look at some of these important words.
So number one, what do we have?
Expansive.
Okay, this is not something that's expensive or cheap. This is expansive.
yeah, it sounds like expensive, but it's expansive. Yes.
expansive, 形容词宽广的、辽阔的。
Right, and I would think of it kind of like as wide, a wide array, a lot of things maybe, or something that's kind of broad. So an example we could say for expansive would be the park offers expansive views of the city's skyline.
Expansive views, 那就是辽阔的、宽广的这个视线、风景哈，你可以看出去，看到整个 city skyline.
All right, let's look at another word that we saw. I think it was used for the cafe, right?
Yes.
We see the word cozy.
Cozy, 形容词舒适的、惬意的。
So an example for cozy, we could say the small cabin in the woods was cozy and warm during the winter.
Okay. 我们也可以用 cozy 来形容自己的家，对不对？ We can use cozy to describe our home.
Right, and cozy also means, in a lot of aspects, it means it's not big. It's small, but it's cute. It's nice, and it feels, in Chinese you would say maybe 舒服. It's comfortable.
但是不大，
Yeah,
精
but
致。
it's not too big. So a lot of times you'll say, oh, you have a really cozy house, which means, oh, it's not a huge house, but it's very well done. All right, let's look at the next one, which would be the word aroma.
香味、香气。And the opposite of it is odor.
You're right.
就是难闻的气味跟臭味。所以 aroma 跟 odor 你可以一起把它记起来。
So do you like the cafe's aroma, you would say?
Yeah, it's not odor.
You wouldn't say, do you like the cafe's odor? Because then you would know it's bad, right?
没错，所以呢，这个咖啡厅里面的 aroma 香气，好，所以呢，作者就用到了这个字。
So an example would be the aroma of freshly baked bread filled the kitchen.
Wow, this is a good sentence. What about odor?
All right, well, odor is, the unpleasant, the nasty smell. So example for odor would be The room had an unpleasant odor of stale food.
坏掉的食物就会有 odor， 就会有这个臭味、臭气。
Right. And sometimes we'll just say that it's like, what's that odor or what's that smell? Because you don't really ask if it's very pleasant, right? You'll say, what's that aroma? But when something smells bad, we would usually go with odor.
But when we use smell, S-M-E-L-L, it's kind of neutral, right?
It would be more neutral.
It can be good smell or bad smell.
Right. All right. Moving on to the next word, we have the word posture.
名词姿势来，我们的姿势目前怎么样？ Are you sitting up straight now?
No, I do have bad posture.
姿势很重要的，姿势不好就会伤害到你的身体，脊椎 your spine， 或是很多不同的地方。
So you could say, I really need to work on my posture.
就是要姿势好，要是很正的，不能是这样子歪七扭八的。
Exactly. So an example sentence we could use using the word posture would be, sitting with proper posture can prevent back pain.
Oh, did you write this sentence?
I did. And
根本就在说你啊，要坐好，不然就会有那个背痛的问题。
So what chairs do you think have are better for posture? Sitting in the library chairs or sitting in the cafe chairs? Because then we could use that as also a reason why you decide working in one is better.
I guess sitting in the library?
You think the library chairs are more comfortable? They have better posture?
They're less comfortable. That's why you can keep your posture.
Oh, okay.
And in the cafe, it's cozy, right? It's very 舒服, very comfortable. So sometimes you just,
You're slouching?
Yeah, slouching.
We would say the word slouching, which means you're kind of like half sitting, almost half laying.
对，姿势就开始不良了，倒来倒去，歪来歪去的。
All right. And then the next word we need to look at is enhance.
动词提高或是增强。
So how could we use a example sentence with, I know. It just came to my head right now, or my thoughts. It says, I could say, adding a filter to the photo can enhance its color.
Filter 是滤镜，所以呢 adding a filter to the photo. 那就是把那个照片放上滤镜。
So adding a filter to your photo can enhance your youthfulness.
Oh, so do you mean without the filter, I look old?
No, but it can enhance your youthfulness. So it makes it more and more.
增加，对，除了 color 之外，还有什么可以放在 enhance 的后面？ Like we can enhance what else? Knowledge?
You can enhance your knowledge.
可以用 knowledge 在 enhance 的后方吗？ Enhance our knowledge?
Yes.
Or expand our knowledge would be better.
Expand your knowledge or, yes, enhance your...
critical thinking ability.
Wow, look at you go. Yes, by watching documentaries and reading books about things that are happening in the news today, you can enhance your critical reasoning ability.
对，就是批判性思考的能力可以 enhance 增加。
Okay. And the next word we should take a look at would be disturbance.
名词干扰或是扰乱，那这是名词形式，动词的话就是 disturb。所以呢，有的时候你会看到人在那个门上放一个牌子，然后上面写3个字 Do not disturb， 请勿干扰，请勿打扰。
Right. So when you're in the bathroom, you don't like people knocking on the door. Hey, are you inside? Hurry up, hurry up. You say, hey, don't disturb me.
Yeah, you don't want the disturbance.
Exactly. So for an example sentence with disturbance, we could say, the loud noise outside caused a disturbance during the lecture.
Wow, so we've looked at so many words.
Exactly. We have, and we reviewed them. And I think this will really help with any picture writing in the future.
是的，这些字都非常的实用，而且都用得很漂亮。
Well, that's all the time we have for today. My name is Adam.
And I'm Elsie.
And thank you for listening to ED.
English Digest. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.